Hello out there, this is Tim Knight at the Slope of Hope. Not sure if any of you recognize or how many of you recognize the gentleman shown here. This is Charles Van Doren. Back in 1958, everybody knew who he was because he was the really center of a game show scandal. And he is shown here before the scandal broke, acting very pensive and thoughtful about the question that he already has been given the answer to. And I thought of Mr. Van Doren when I was looking at this yesterday, because this is kind of the sort of market that all the answers have been given to. I was just really repulsed by looking at this thing because it's just pretty much each day just up a little or a lot, day after day after day after day after day, with these tiny sort of mockery of actual free market here when they go down just a skosh, just so it doesn't become a complete laughing stock. Happily today, we got a brief respite from that. We were down 1.01% on the S&P, which hasn't happened in a very long time. I think Abraham Lincoln was in office when this happened last, and it's just been an astonishing scam. Kudos to Bernanke and Geithner for this greatest of Ponzi schemes the world has ever seen. Can't wait till it flops. My God, slope's going to be fun then. Until then, we wear our hair shirts. And today, we got to take it off for a bit. Put it on the coat hanger. Because it was a nice day. It was a nice day. The Russell was a more dramatic faller, 2.56% off of this agonizing absurdity. And the Dow was kind of the freak because it was down only 12.64 points, 0.11%, because of IBM. IBM had just sensational earnings. And in the midst of all of this melt-up market, of course, we've had the VIX going down to teeny bopper levels here. Anyway, moving on. Apple. Apple was the big news 24 hours ago. It was gigantic news. Apple produced revenue and earnings that people couldn't believe how fantastic they were. And after hours, the stock shot up double digits. And it fell today. And I think yesterday, if you had said, "Oh, Apple's going to be down tomorrow," people would have laughed and pointed. It just seems unreasonable. But this is what we want to see. What do we see? We see the most recognized, most followed, most obsessed about company on the planet. I know it's only the second largest market cap after Exxon, but who cares what Exxon's doing? Does anyone care out there? No, Apple is what it's all about. And so they blow away revenue and earnings, and the stock goes down. That's what we want to see. No matter how much gasoline you put on the fire, it's still wet kindling, and it's just not lighting. So that's pretty cool. Hope we see many more of these. Another nice bit of tech news on the bear side is F5 Networks, which I don't know what they do. Apparently they do it well, because the stock has gone from nothing to hundreds of dollars. And I shorted, I know people laugh at how many stocks I'm short. I'm actually short 5,700 stocks right now. No, it's not true. It's 120, honest, 120 stocks. And this is one of them. And I shorted it about 60 seconds before the close. Not because I had some brilliant insight into this. In fact, this was one of my weaker choices. At the time, I simply felt that, gee, we're in this channel, and it looks like it kind of eased its way back down to here. Well, it's not going to ease tomorrow at all. In fact, this gap, I think it might just close. This thing is trading down 23% approximately as I'm talking. And so it's really getting zapped. So this was kind of a lucky one. It's also a good demonstration of how patterns can fool you. If you go back to here, looks like a great head and shoulders pattern, doesn't it? In fact, that is just about the cleanest head and shoulders pattern I can imagine. It's kind of a complex one. We've got two left shoulders, a head, and two right shoulders. There's the neckline. It didn't break the neckline, though. It sort of made a very obscene gesture, turned around, and just exploded hundreds and hundreds of percent higher. And this is a good object lesson in not shorting a pattern just because you think it's going to happen. You might say to yourself, oh boy, it's going to break 1770 and then really plunge. I'll just short it now and make that much more money. Well, that would have been a mistake because this thing didn't break the neckline. But it's breaking something now, and that's terrific. That'll be a nice thing tomorrow. Let me touch on another one that I talk about a lot, which is GDX, the miners. As is obvious to slopers, I'm just madly in love with this right now. It's such a good trading instrument for me. I've been talking loudly about precious metals for weeks now, and I really got the horn blowing back on January 4 because it broke this gigantic trend line right here, and it's been falling reliably ever since. It had a bit of a retracement here, but it's been getting really zapped. It could get real interesting tomorrow on this. We could see further weakness. As I've said, I'm looking for this thing to get down to about, 48 or so. But I'm hopping in and out of here like crazy in the meantime. So I've got a largish but not ginormous, to use technical terms, position on this right now. And so that's a good one. So I've jotted down a bunch of other symbols. I'll just kind of bang through right now. These are just some favorites right now. Here's ABD, and these all come in different kind of flavors as to why I shorted them. This one basically, it's kind of a failed breakout. ABG, this one is at the top of this kind of broadening range, sort of a right triangle there. AGO, as you can see, I went through these alphabetically. Don't worry, there's just a few. Broken trend line on this one. AHT, very interesting pattern here in which we've got a nice gap to make for a very obvious stop loss level. AIN, have gotten zapped by this one in the past a couple of times, but could have a nice double top here, double top based on the recovery. And I always like to see a stock that has come up from really abysmal levels. That just suggests the kind of potential these things have. Here's BAX. Again, we've got a nice clean stop right there and a very hardy ascent, providing plenty of room to fall. BTU, this is Peabody, how they got that. Here, and we're at the underbelly of this very large trend line right here. And teeny little head and shoulders there, which is nice. But the trend line is the main thing. DGIT, this is one I like quite a bit. As you can see, a very dramatic fall, kind of clawed its way back up to the underside of this. And I think the fall is going to start resuming on that. Would you click some ads? Come on, look at all these great symbols I'm throwing you. Click some ads. Get to it. You press pause on the JNY, Jones Group. This one's gotten battered already, but look at that pattern. That could get hit a lot worse. Life, this one a failed breakout. Macy's, God, I hate this stock. I'm really hoping to do well with this one. This has broken two big trend lines. I'm short retail in general, by the way. And do I have this right? MTB? Yes. This broke a trend line ages ago, retraced to it, and has been sort of noodling around. I think that if we look at these series of lower highs, you can see some really waning momentum there. So, that is it for now. Thursday, that is tomorrow, there's a few interesting economic reports coming out, including our weekly jobless claims and whole lots of other government nonsense. And Friday, strangely, on the economic calendar has nothing. I mean, not even unimportant reports. It's just a blank. But we're in the full swing of earnings season right now, so that should keep things hopping. Anyway, long story short, first good day in a very long time for the Bears. And who knows, maybe we could be returning to kind of exactly a year ago, the sort of phenomena we saw last January when we started to get a nice little tumble here. We'll see. Take it a day at a time. Anyway, that's it, and I shall bid you adieu.